Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to WCS America Premier League Group B. We're going to get on into game number 3 here. It's 1-1 currently of Scarlett versus Violet. This is a best of 3, so this is going to be the ace match between the two of them. I'm Sham2. Joined with me is Axelov. I'm subbing in for Axel Toss for the week. What are you thinking about game number 3? Because I mean, we've gone back and forth now.
We really have. You know, both these players are playing so well. You can give, if you give any one of them a small advantage. For example, Violet just had that couple seconds window in game number 1, and he made it work to give himself the win with the time attack. And then Scarlett had some great baiting detonates early on in that second game on Belshire Vestige, excuse me, and that gave her the extra speeding count, which she then used to turn it into a superior gas income by constantly killing drones at a third. And you give Scarlett an edge like that, she's just going to keep ramming it home until it's a one game.
And that's exactly what she did. So it looks like game number 3 here is going to be on Daybreak between these two players. And of course, the winner of this is just going to proceed on. The loser of this is going to take on the winner of State versus Oz. And meanwhile, looks like we're just trying to figure out what's going on in chat. We're talking about pineapples, apparently. Pineapples, great food. Have you had them?
I have. They're very, very good. See if the players are ready. Violet is ready. Scarlett, she's ready too.
All right, so let's get this game underway here. Once again, this is going to be game number 3 between the two of them. And the winner of this just proceeds to the round of 16.
That's right. The loser of this isn't out of the Premier League quite yet, but they've got to drop down, and then they're on that final elimination match. They have to win that to advance to round 16. Of course, nobody wants to make it hard on themselves. Both players really want to win this map and just go straight through the #1 spot of the group to the round of 16.
All right, guys, spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner from Team Azubu, our blue Zerg player, it is Violet. And spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak, our red Zerg player, it is Scarlett from Team Acer. Violet, being very manner, saying have fun. Well, actually, he didn't say have fun. He said HF, which does stand for have fun. Let's be a little bit more literal here.
Of course, very honest. You want your opponent to have fun playing because, you know, you're a good-natured person. Mm-hmm. But you also want to win, so sometimes you don't always want to give them the luck. You want the luck on your side. Of course, Scarlett, she's doing it the other way around.
That's quite right. Yeah, she's being incredibly manner, giving him the luck.
Scarlett doesn't think she needs it. But she didn't tell him to have fun.
So is that actually,
you know
is
what
that
means?
meta manner?
I think it means that she's confident she's going to win because she, you know, she knows he's not going to have fun because she's going to win, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's
you can't lose and have fun at the same time.
Exactly.
That's just not how StarCraft works.
But she's like, I got to give him something, so I'll give him the luck.
Well, he's going to need it for the next match, is what she's saying.
That's right.
He's going to have to play the winner of Oz versus State, so he's going to need luck in that match, obviously.
Oh, Violet changing up his opening this game, going for the hatchery first, similar to Scarlett. Of course, his hatchery is slightly faster because he got on 15 drones instead of 16. Of course, that is also why Scarlett's drone popped out slightly before his. But he's going up to 16 drones before getting to spawning pool. So both players, tiny deviations in their openings, but it's going to be very even. Violet was slightly later spawning pool. Scarlett, of course, with the slightly later gas.
Mm-hmm. And that gas, you know, it could possibly determine a lot if actually Scarlett actually goes for her gas anytime soon. There we go. Finally not throwing down that gas.
Typically, I kind of like the person who gets a slightly later gas because it's not too often that having that extra, you know, 20 seconds of speed makes that big a difference. And it's not like having the queen 10 seconds faster or really makes a big difference either, but I love economy. Like, I love money and stuff. So, you know, if I'm going to pick it, I always say get the queen a little faster to get the larva injects. But really, it's not going to play a really significant role in this game. There's
just an overlord for Scarlett just kind of hanging out right at the hatchery here of Violet, just watching, being kind of a creeper. It's kind of weird. He's just the deadpan, lowbrow stare there of that overlord looking at that hatchery. I see what you're doing. Now finally going to turn around.
Of course,
not saying a word.
In Zerg vs. Zerg, your first overlord goes to the natural, and then if you notice they go hatchery first, you then send it into the main to try to figure out their exact gas timing so you can know the exact second that they could potentially have Zerging speed.
So there's just overlords hanging around both of these players' maps. Of course, that's pretty much how it happens with Zerg, but unfortunately, it's the opposite players' overlords just hanging around the other player's base.
It's kind of annoying. You know, if you're a Zerg and you're looking at your opposing Zerg's units just sitting there in front of you, and there's nothing you can do because your queens obviously don't want to go too far off creep to chase them. And you have no flying units, you don't have an early Marine or Stalker to run out there and at least force them onto the high ground.
Scarlett's Baneling Nest is a little bit far removed, actually leaving a pretty large gap. Oh, they were actually putting down a spine crawler right next to it. Okay, I was a little bit curious about that. We can see in Violet's base the same type of Baneling Nest position we've seen every single game from the other players, from both these players every single time. But this time Scarlett going for a little bit different of a building placement. Her Sim City just a little bit different.
This SimCity is slightly better, I think, against those mass Baneling Olins because you can put another building to fully wall in your spine crawler, and then, of course, you can always add in another building to guard your ramp or put your queens on the ramp side. But it's important to try to keep the spine safe from the Banelings against those Baneling Olins. Violet's positioning makes his queen a little bit safer from early Zerglings.
But that spine crawler is just straight out in there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it can kill a couple Banelings easily, but it is a little more exposed. It's a kind of a trade-off. It's obviously you can always move around the spines and add additional buildings, so it's not going to play a big role either way. But Scarlett adding a second spine crawler. Violet coming with some aggression. Two Banelings.
Two Banelings running straight on into the mineral line. Unfortunately, they're only going to get three drones. Three drones.
Yep, 3 drone kills. Not a big winner either way in that trade. 2 Banelings for 3 drones.
Yeah.
Of course, he did cancel that spine core, but Scarlett doesn't really need it anyway because he's not doing some massive aggression behind us. He is going up to 4 gases, but Scarlett already has 3 of her gases, so a slight gas lead for Scarlett. Of course, that's potentially because she didn't really get those Banelings early, and now she's actually countering with a lot of speedlings.
Yeah, there are a lot of speedlings now heading across the map. Hasn't been scouted off by Violet. Violet doesn't have any overlords in front of his natural.
Scarlett's really trying to put on some pressure. Of course, she droned up slower. Violet's got a 9 drone lead right now, but if she can get some kills here...
The Banelings go straight for the mineral line and actually gets a couple of okay connects. Loses all of her Zergling pretty quickly, though, as another Baneling connect there from Violet cleaned the rest of them up.
Not too effective from her, and she is behind into work count. Violet, 11 more drones. He's going to be on 51 soon. Scarlett's definitely going to have that drone disadvantage, but of course, in Mulus versus Mulus mirror, what's most important is the gas income. Both of them have the same right now, but with Violet's greater mineral income, he can probably get that third base slightly faster.
Quite right, and that's going to be one of those defining moments, is getting that third base, but that's exactly where Scarlett was pivoting her attack before, using mineral-only Zergling to deny so much gas of Violet. If she can position and posture her army in order to do that again and deny so much gas that's going to be going into Violet's bank, Scarlett's going to throw herself into a good position once again. But
Violet's got 6 speed leans to Scarlett's 4. Overseer scouting out Scarlett's Spire timing and drone saturation. But is it going to go down? Ooh. The Queens can take it out early. No, it does get out of there. Violet with a big stream of speedings going to deny Scarlett's third base. Scarlett morphing 4 Banelings, so her defense should be good.
Spending that extra 100 gas that she had to defend this. So now it's going to be pretty even in gas count. Actually, Violet with a huge... Oh, no. Actually, Mutalisk already on the way.
Scarlett building 6 Mutalisk and a Carapace armor. Violet, doing the exact same. Scarlett adding an additional queen. So she's going to be going up to 3 queens. Violet's still only on 2. Of course, worker counts slightly favor Violet.
Ooh, a couple of Banelings are a little bit vulnerable there. Violet trying to take advantage of that, but unfortunately Scarlett just a little bit too quick for that.
Oh, 2 of Violet's speedings try to take down 1 of Scarlett's. They just barely get taken out by Scarlett's superior count. Right now, both players hunting each other's overlords with their Mulus. Except for Violet, who's just kind of hanging out with this. There they go. They were taking a little bit of a break.
They live a very hard life, you know. They have to fly all the time, flapping the wings.
Scarlett, run!
Oh, but Scarlett gets caught out of position with only 3 Mutalisks in her small little flock, while Violet's huge number came in there and was able to take out 1 more of those Mutalisks.
That's not what you want to have happen. Every single Mutalisk is so important. Remember, Violet with a few more drones throughout this game, he's going to try to extend that supply lead through greater economy. But remember, the gas income from both players is basically identical. So while he's got a little bit more minerals at his disposal, that's not going to affect the Mutalisk count unless he can utilize those minerals in the form of speedlings to deny Scarlett some of her economy.
Now both of the players have the same amount of Mutalisks. 12 to 12 right now in the Mutalisk count. Scarlett taking a couple of hits on one of them, so one of them's actually really weak. A couple more hits could kill that Mutalisk. Gonna retreat for now, gonna try and regenerate that health. Mutalisk with the increased regeneration in this form.
Scarlett tried to attack at third base, but Vibe showed great defense. Violet, excuse me. More Mutalisk heading out. Violet thinks he has the Mutalisk advantage. It's very hard to tell sometimes for these players who actually has more Mutalisk. In fact, in this case, they both have exactly the same amount, but while he's distracting with the Mutalisk, Speeding's coming into the third base. Realizes that the Mutalisks are there. They back away, go to natural. Scarlett defends there. The Mutalisk battle in disguise. Hard to tell who's winning. Violet retreats. Meanwhile, Baneling's going into the natural.
Banelings don't get too many good connects. They only take out one worker. Meanwhile, it looks like it's going to allow Scarlett to come back here and defend this off. One more Baneling's going to run around. A couple more Speedlings going straight on into the main base here. They're trying to deny a little bit of that gas mine and take out 2 of the drones there, 3 of the drones there. And it looks like those Speedlings are going to get cleaned up, but unfortunately a little bit more aggression there at the third base. Scarlett able to ward it off with her Mutalisks.
Scarlett is hanging on here, but Violet's speedling count is just overwhelming her. So many of her drones are falling down. We can see now she's down by almost 20 drones. The one advantage Scarlett has is potentially, if the game goes on long enough, she's going to have the slightly faster attack upgrade for those Mutalisks.
But she has to last for that long, and not only that, but she has to utilize that in the timing window that she's going to have. So maybe she can use that. She's got more and more Mutalisks coming out, or they're pretty much paired on Muta numbers still.
24 to 25, very even in the Muta count, but Violet with significantly more drones, which is going to mean he can outproduce her in speeding. Scarlett, her drone count is so low, she can't even build speeding. She has to spend all of her mineral income to just keep up that Mutalisk production.
And with 55 seconds in that flyer weapons production in advantage for her.
A big move by Violet, contaminating the Spire, denying Scarlett's only advantage, which was that faster upgrade timing.
20 seconds now instead of 50 seconds.
Oh, man. That is a big move by Violet. Scarlett, of course, is still going to try to find that timing. Her upgrade is nearing completion. If she needs to even up this game and equalize the supply, it's got to be through winning the Mutalisk Air War. And it's the only way she can really win that convincingly is by fighting when she has up. Oh, picking off 2 Mutalisks. Violet caught off guard there.
But Violet is sending a whole bunch of Speedlings across the map to Scarlett's base.
Oh, Scarlett's gonna have to...
Those Speedlings can do so much damage. There's nothing there. Baneling gets a connect, but it's not enough. All these Speedlings coming in here to get so many of those drones. Here comes the huge Mutaflock, but still losing so much of the income.
Oh, man, and Scarlett just lost that only window where she had the upgrade advantage. Violet's attack upgrade now completes. More drones down for Scarlett. Violet has killed 30 throughout this game. Scarlett looks to find a battle right now before she's outproduced. So much gas is in Scarlett's bank, she can't spend it because she doesn't have the minerals to continue the Mutalisk production.
Scarlett in a little bit of a tough spot here.
Her main is still being on a
50 food supply lead here for Violet, but she can't give up. And here comes a little bit of a Mutalisk battle. Who's going to win here? This is going to be really important. Queen's joining in the fray here for Violet, which is going to increase the DPS of the ball. And it looks like Violet's Mutalisk flock is going to go completely over Scarlett's, and Violet wins the game. Scarlett, knowing how far behind she wasn't doing enough harassment. Violet was doing so much harassment, which just, you know, turned the game into Violet's favor.
Yeah, a really well-played game by Violet. It looked kind of similar to game number 2, except the roles were reversed, where Violet got that mineral advantage, used it to just continually pound her economy with speeding run-bys, and then, of course, eventually she just ran out of resources and couldn't really continue on.
Quite right. So now the loser, Scarlett, is going to have to go take on State or Oz, depending on our next match. So, of course, our next match is going to be State versus Oz. Stay tuned, guys. This is the WCS America Group B America Premier League. We'll be right back.